Hey guys, Amber from the Vault here, and if you remember, I did a settlement mod review for the Dartmouth Professional Building Settlement mod. Now what this does is it allows you to build a settlement within this skyscraper. So as you come in, you go ahead and go up the stairs, and it's going to bring you to a door that must be picked. These terminals don't actually work, so you have to pick the locks. If you don't remember, if you didn't see that settlement video, please go back and take a look at it before we start here, because what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be doing a before and after settlement build on that. And I had kind of said that I was looking forward to doing that when I was doing the review, but now that I have a little bit of time to do it, I am very excited to get into this. So if you remember, this is an extremely large space. When they say that it's a settlement skyscraper, they're not kidding. In fact, the name of the mod is Skyscraper Settlement. So you can see here I've got all of this area to fill. This is probably going to take me a few days just to build. So this is an intense settlement to be using. I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to use all the space, but I'm going to use as much as I possibly can. You can see obviously there's multiple levels here, and there's lots of different chances to do different stuff. I did a little bit of building actually in the video. I just kind of placed some random stuff here. You can see I haven't touched this since then. So I'm not starting out with anything new. I'm just starting with the original settlement, plus what I had already put down in there just to see if building worked. Now this can actually set up to your settlement line, so that is what I'm planning on. I do have a supply line here already, and I'm super excited to get building. I don't have anyone living here yet, but that will change over time. I'm going to try to get as many people as I can living here before I finish the build. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get into it now. I will see you guys back here in a jiff, and I hope that you guys enjoy the build. Hey guys, Amber from the Vault here with the Fallout 4 Settlement mod, Skyscraper Settlement. Now I did just a very brief before on this one, so I'm going to go ahead and do the after now. So if you remember, if you watched my Fallout 4 Settlement mod video for this one, the review, you kind of already have an extra view into the settlement itself. But this is actually going to be a redo. So I wanted to make something that was kind of Institute / Vault-Tec inspired. Now when you go into this one, if you remember that mod and you did see it before, that review, I'm going to turn off this arch while I'm here. If you did see that review, you remember that inside it is very Institute designed. It's very Institute based. So outside here it's just going to look like a regular old settlement, but as we go inside here, we're going to see the first thing is a screening area. Now like I said, remember this is a cross between kind of the Institute and Vault-Tec. So as we go up, we're going to see more of that. Alright, so as we come in here, if you remember you had to log in, not on the computer though. You want to log in on the computer, but it's actually a picked lock. So I went ahead and picked the lock, and that opened up the settlement for me. So I didn't touch the boardroom. This is exactly how it was when you start the game and you load up this mod. So we have just, basic Institute furnishings. Now this is where my build actually starts. So there is a problem with lighting in this one. The lighting seems to be controlled by nighttime just like most settlements, but it's difficult because no matter how many lights you stick in here at night, it just seems really dark. So you'll notice a lot of lights around, and that's why. So starting there, we have that overseer's desk. Now that is actually going to be kind of a reception area. You'll see the overseer's room is actually upstairs, quite a bit upstairs. All right. So here we have our security. Again, remember there was more security down there. And also kind of the gun vault. Now what we're going to do, rather than going up the stairs, we're actually going to go all the way to the top. You're going to get a little preview on the way. And then we're going to work our way back down. The reason I want to do that is a lot of the more fun parts of this build are actually on the second and third floors. So I'd like to get the top floors kind of out of the way first. So you'll see just a little bit of a preview here as we go up. All right. And we're going to end right here. Now we will come back down here. We're going to go up here, and you'll notice it says Overseer on it. So as we come up here, so this is the Overseer's room, and the reason I want to come here first is I didn't actually touch this area at all. This is the way the settlement is actually originally designed. I didn't bother to actually change any of this. The reason why is because it already looked great. I didn't see a reason to do anything. The only thing I added here was the Vault-Tec computer just so I could assign people. Now I did do just some deleting out here, just a little bit of scrap cleanup. Again, nothing actually changed. Beautiful views of the Commonwealth though. And then out here is where we start to see a little bit of changes. So I just went ahead and added a few of the couches here, and then the fence here. This is definitely one mod where it's very easy to die. I've accidentally jumped off a few times. Alright, this is more of that Overseer's living space. So we have just a TV and a couch, and then a nice brand new kitchen. So everything in here is pretty much going to be brand new. You know, close to brand new. If not brand new, it's going to look like it's almost brand new. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get out of here now. The reason I want to start there, it's just a little bit more boring than the other areas, especially because there wasn't as much done to it. So we're going to start up here. We're going to look at the, if you didn't watch the mod review, you didn't get to see the extremely tiny workbench. It is absolutely adorable. I'm going to take everything that's in there. It's just so darn cute. Now I don't have a lot of settlers, so I haven't done a lot of assigning yet. It's still something I'm working on. But this is where I'm going to have my trader. So my trader's going to be right here. Of course I added this fencing just so people hopefully wouldn't fall off and onto those stairs. Now these are the stairs that we came up. That was the elevator we came up from the bottom, if you remember. And this is just like a small sitting area. There wasn't enough area to really do anything with, so I went ahead and left it that way. Now out here, again, just another outdoor area, not a lot to do, so I threw some power armor stands up here. I don't have any power armor with me. I actually don't tend to keep power armor, but now that you can use it as a decoration, I've been adding it. So out here we have some hunting. This is actually a mod, Hunt and Fish. It allows you to send settlers out to hunt. Well, quote unquote, the idea is that you're sending them out to hunt. Really, they just stand here and pretend. So that's this area. I'm going to go ahead and go back up those stairs again. So if you remember, this goes to that Overseer's area. And we're actually going to go over here. Oh, I always do this. I always end up over there. And we're going to take this part of the elevator up. I feel like I need some hold music here. Now taking this up is going to take you out onto the roof. Again, more gorgeous views of the Commonwealth. If you want to see some great views of the Commonwealth, absolutely. This is just a fantastic way to look at it. It's kind of cool too because there's kind of all different angles from up here. But that's not what we're here to look at. There's not a whole lot going out of here. I just threw up some benches, but I did throw up, and I'm going to show you if we dive into the water here. These are part of that hunting and fishing mod. Those allow you... Ooh, let's see if I can get out of here. Those actually allow you to fish. So I have added some fishing areas. So this will also produce food. I know, realistically you wouldn't be able to fish from a balcony, but you know, why not? So we're going to go ahead and ride back down. I'm sure you can see now why we started at the top rather than starting at the bottom. And we're going to take this one down. Now this is where we start to get into the bulk of the actual build. So we have some of our shops here to start with. I called it the commissary area. This is going to be the armor, weapons, and clothing. Now I didn't put a bunch of stuff around. The only reason why, OCD decorator, there isn't a huge, I would say a limit on this build that you can do here, but the problem is it starts to glitch after there's too many things in it. It's just too much for the PS4 to handle, so I didn't do a lot. It's something that if I had PC or if I had maybe I don't know, maybe a PS Pro I might be able to do it, but I didn't do a lot of adding little things around here. But I did go ahead and add a salon here. So again, back here using those rugs, we have our weapons, armor, and clothing. So we're going to go ahead and head downstairs now. And as we come around the corner, we're going to be greeted by, this is the research area, you can see. So we have our armor and our weapons bench, our power armor stall, and then what's nice about these is I built kind of these little cubbies. These are scavenging mats, and what they do is rather than look like they're welding, people just stand there with a clipboard and a notebook, a clipboard and a pen. I can speak English, I promise. So I have 4 potential scrappers here. Again, this is a brand new settlement. I don't have very many settlers here, and almost none of them have been assigned to jobs yet. Alright, so we're going to go down one more floor. And here on this floor we're going to find the barber, hydroponics, and the lavatory, or the bathroom facilities. So now here we have the hydroponics. I definitely have plenty of food throughout my settlements. I really didn't need to throw anything here. It wasn't something that, you can hook this one up to a supply line. It wasn't something I needed. So I'm going to go ahead and go up here. Now if you come up here, immediately you're going to see I had a storage room. Again, I planned on doing a lot of decorating in here, and unfortunately the game just kept glitching. So we're going to start here in the first part of the lavatory. We have 2 restrooms here, and over here we have some showers. And then right in the middle here is going to be our barber. So a lot of the idea here was just using upward space. So you can see that this is a gigantic area. You can definitely fit a 2-level structure in here. It seemed like not using the 2 levels of the structure was a waste to me. So I kind of built up in a lot of these. I tried to build up. And I tried to make it a little bit like there was a little town within this giant skyscraper. And you're going to see that especially here at the clinic. So now the clinic is a very large area. I decided, just kind of go all out in the building here. So we're going to go inside here now. First thing you're going to notice, again, this is where you're going to see that mixture of Vault and Institute. A lot of Institute furnishings. Oh, I guess somebody is trapped in between the wall. That's a nice glitch. You're going to see a lot of Institute furnishings, but you're going to see Vault-Tec items. So we do have our surgeon's chair here. If we come in here, we're going to see a patient room. Then we're going to come around the corner here. We're going to see another patient room. And then coming back here, we have our Tier 3 medical. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and come up. Now what I like to do a lot of times when I have a person who's working, at something like the barber, the salon, and it's partnered up with another kind of position, I end up adding dorm rooms to that area. So we have dorm 1, this is going to be the doctor and the surgeon respectively. So they'll actually be able to stay on the same floor as, or I shouldn't say the same floor, I should say the same building as their assignment. So again, another storage area. Now this one has a bathroom. I loved putting bathrooms in here. I just felt like it was a little bit fun. And the outdoor patio area. So we're going to go ahead and leave here now. And again, I just want to point out, I've done this in a couple builds lately. I use these powered doors so that I could actually put doorways inside interior walls. It drives me a little crazy that you can't have interior doors. For some reason, I'm not sure why Bethesda did that. So I'm kind of working on making my own. So we're going to continue downstairs. And as we round the corner here, we're going to be greeted by the residential building. Nice big yellow. Again, we're using Institute here. So come in immediately, we're going to see mostly Institute furnishings. And each of the rooms is going to be numbered. And they're all fairly similar. They're going to be mostly the same. So we're going to go ahead and go upstairs. Now this is actually our chemistry station, and this is our cooking station. I like the newer look better. And then here's another bathroom. And then come around the corner and we're going to see dorms 4 through 7. So again, pretty much the same layout for every one. Things might be slightly placed different, but for the most part they're going to be identical, and again using those doorways. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and leave this area. And as we go downstairs, come around this corner and we are going to be greeted with the cafeteria. Well, I'm calling it the cafeteria. It's actually more of the bar and food area. So you can see here we've got a couple different OCD decorator items put out, and a beautiful selection of chairs to sit on. So this is more of like the family area. I would call this more the diner feel. You can see the stairs in the background there, and we'll be up there in just a second. I'll show you what's up there, but this is just kind of that diner feel. When we go upstairs though, now we're going to see mostly double tables with candles. This is more of the out with a date type of area. So I'm going to go ahead and jump down here and go down back to the first floor. So now we are back at the security and that front entrance with the atrium. And again, we're just going to go ahead and leave, coming right back down. And that is the entire settlement. Now this was actually a super fun area to build. I was a little nervous about it. Again, it's a really, really large settlement, so you're going to have some trouble if you're on console, just kind of with the, the jittering, and it might shut down on you a couple times. I did have to save frequently because I did have a couple crashes.
I just wanted you to know that I'm ready to do whatever it takes to make this into a real home.
Thanks. So, I'm so glad you're here, sir.
Have anything you need me to do?
I don't, so I'm going to walk away from you now. Sorry about that. So it's a beautiful area. It's a great one to build in, especially if you want to build up more. One kind of caveat that I'll give, though, that was difficult for me is that jittering and that kind of overloading. It does get a little overloaded. But again, really fun. So this is the Skyscraper Settlement Dartmouth building. Again, I'm going to link to the original mod review so you guys can see that as well. But this build was really fun. I actually really enjoyed it. In fact, we're going to take another ride up on this elevator. It's a super fun settlement to build at. The only thing I will say as well about your settlers, they do have a tendency to get lost. So I have settlers in here, they'll get lost in an area because it's such a large settlement. Even if you ring your bell, they're not going to come. So I did the thing where you sit in the chair and you wait for a couple hours. Nobody ever came. So just kind of a warning if you're going to go ahead and download this one. But I would highly recommend that you download this one, if nothing else, for the tiny, adorable workbench. So thank you so much, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this as much as I did building it, and I will see you guys in the next video.